Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, GP Cooks. Today we have an exciting video all about how to stay positive. Now, there's two reasons I wanted to do this video in this climate, and one is because it is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, which is really important because a lot of these, you can get very depressed with chronic illness, and you can get very depressed with quarantine, and you can get very depressed with COVID and everything that's going on in the world right now. So I thought we would step back, take a look at what we can do differently to go forward being positive, looking on the bright side, and just making the most of every day the way it is until we can get back to normal. Now, a lot of chronic illness warriors, we've been doing this, quarantining because we don't feel safe. Me personally, I never had to do that, but a lot of chronic illness warriors did, and this is just a glimpse into our lives. But physical illness often warrants mental illness, so let's get right into the video. First tip for staying positive is to FaceTime your friends, your significant other, your family, because it helps to bring the social interaction back instead of sitting in the house all day. Or you can social distance with your friends. Number 2, get fresh air. I know a lot of us are in school or in work and we can't find the time to go out and get fresh air. Here are some things you can do. You can take a walk every morning, every evening, every afternoon, whatever time is better for you. If you have a bicycle, you can ride a bike. If you can't do those things due to physical disabilities, then you can read outside. Take your Kindle, take any one of your books, and go outside on the patio and read anywhere you want, or drive to the park and read. Have a picnic with somebody that you're quarantined with. Any of these things. Number 3. Now, this is something I was just told to do, and that's to physically move every day. Now, this is really hard for me because I have an infection in my J-tube right now, and it's hard for me to exercise with an infection that I have to take medicine for because it hurts so bad that I have to take medicine. And I'm living in chronic pain right now, and it's just really hard to exercise. But I find that if I go for a 30-minute walk, or stretch for 10 minutes, stretch my legs, stretch my arms, do anything like that, it does help. And yeah, and I'm getting my bike soon, so I can start riding. Number 4, do something that makes you happy or relieve stress between homework, between shifts, between doctor's appointments, when you get home from work. I know a lot of us are in Zoom school right now, so it's easy to do this once the Zoom ends and right before you start your homework. Some things I do is I draw, I color, I paint, I write. I'm writing my book, which we all know about. That more info on my book, Journey to the Light, soon. And I read a lot. I write a lot, and I do art. But if you can move, dance, do Zumba, take yoga, anything like that. It's really fun. 5, this isn't a tip, but it is a very important thing. It's okay to take naps. There's a lot of controversy. Oh, you're wasting the day, but you need your sleep. So if you didn't have a good night, you need to sleep, and that's okay. You're allowed to take a nap. 6, this one was Brandon's idea, and we employed it on my phone, and it's to set a time limit for screen time on your phone. You can actually do that in settings. So we have mine screen time. I think I'm only allowed on social media for 2.5 hours a day, and I hit that. Sometimes I get the notification on my phone that says no more social media, and it's all the apps that I picked, and they're blacked out and I can't use them anymore. And that warrants me to read a book or do something productive, do homework, something that I could have been doing but was wasting my time scrolling Instagram on. And this is not only because you don't want to waste time, because it's okay if you're not productive every day, but This is important because a lot of negative things come from sitting on social media all day. Like negative body image, bad messages, just the fact that you can get swamped up in looking at other people's lives. It's focus on your life and your now. 7. Now this is important. This goes into a more therapeutic approach to mental illness. So this is restructuring your thoughts. So some examples I have is, I'm exhausted, I can't do this. In regards to homework, in regards to anything. This is when I sit on my phone because I feel like I physically cannot do anything else. So instead of saying, I can't do this, we're going to say, I'm going to relax, shut my eyes for a bit, then get back to it. Now, of course, if you're in school, you have to leave time to do this. Don't leave everything to the last minute, which is important too. No procrastinating. But I don't procrastinate. So if I can't focus on something, I have the time to sit back, watch an episode of TV, or take a half-hour nap, and then I'm like, let's get back to it. Another one is, everyone's mad at me, no one understands that I can't do this. And this is in regards to housework that is overwhelming. This is in regards to, going out with friends if you're immunocompromised, or even if you're not and it's not COVID time and you just don't feel good. A lot of people don't understand why we can't do things. And that, I say, I'm going to explain it to them calmly. I suggest showing them a picture of the spooning theory. I'm going to do a video on just exactly what the spooning theory is, just so everybody knows, but it's really helpful. And then the third one I have is, COVID is never going to end, I hate quarantine. This is something I've said so many times because I hate being alone, but I can't risk going out. So what I have is, they're working on a cure every day. This too shall pass. Now, this too shall pass, people come and go with that quote because they think it's not true or it's false hope, but it will pass. COVID will pass. Quarantine will pass. We will get back to normal. I have no idea how, I have no idea when, but I know that we are not going to live like this forever. And now, the last tip, the 8th tip, is to look on the bright side. There's a lot of negative in the world. There's a lot of negative in your life, maybe, your health, anything that it is. But I want you every day to write down something good that happened, something that made you smile or laugh, or something that made you happy, and do that every night. And also, you can try writing in a grateful journal. Say what you're grateful every single day, and that'll help you to reflect. And one year, I even did a jar. I got a mason jar on New Year's Eve, and I had little pieces of paper, 365 of them. And every single day for a year, I wrote down something good that happened in the jar. And then that New Year's Eve, I emptied it and looked back on all the great days I had. So it was really interesting, and I think that that's a great idea, especially for this year, because we have no idea what's to come. Anyway, that's all my tips for staying positive. A little update on me is that I have my tubes, but I also have an infection, and I'm writing my book, I'm doing my homework, I'm working on living with the pain, and I have a lot of ideas for future videos to come. Oh, and I'm eating. How did I forget? I'm eating normal food. The pyloroplasty worked for me, and it was my cure. So I'll go into that in another video, but I just wanted to share that because it's very exciting news. So I hope you're all staying positive, you're all having a good day, and just keep making the best moments count. You can do it. We got this, guys. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.